Right, so what I want to do, why this thing's kind of bringing itself down in temperature, it's already at 10 degrees, getting excited, but we're going to use these things here, which whenever I first found these out like years ago, I thought, who on earth would ever want to eat the belly of a pork? Me, because whenever I discovered how nice they taste and how all like the fat renders down and you get like this perfect piece of meat, this is probably one of the nicest pieces of pork that you can get. And it's wildly underrated because people kind of see it as a bit of a hassle that you have to put all this extra work in to kind of break it all down. So what I'm going to do is put this into a barbecue tray and put it onto the Weber out the back, have that kind of like reducing down for the next lot of hours, and then have it with this beer and test it out. So we're just going to chop these down into small little bites. We want kind of like that kind of size there. Okay, so we want to add some spices, so we're just going to go into our spice drawer here and look for some spices that we can use. So tiny little bit of ground spice, some paprika. Let's see what else we've got. Chipotle powder, that's like an absolute must whenever it comes to any sort of pork. Hot paprika. Garlic salt, onion salt, coriander. Right, okay, so that's a lot of spices. So pretty much the most important spice is pepper. And always grind your pepper up from fresh, really. So pepper in, tiny little bit of sage, so just basically sage and pork are friends. Hot chili powder, some onion granules, so onion, just to kind of give it a bit of depth. Cayenne pepper, just a nice little piece of that just for the heat. And then chipotle, so this is kind of where your smokiness comes in. Give a nice wee coating of that. Paprika is basically your color, so it'll give you like a nice red color. And then a little bit of garlic granules. Garlic and any meat are friends, so just a nice wee dust of that. And a wee hint of cumin. That's it. Okay, so we're just gonna give these a mix in that spice. And already that smells fantastic. So that's kind of like your barbecue spice rub. You could kind of use that mix with any sort of meat, and usually when it's beef you just want to add a little bit more salt with that. So that's us, we're ready to go, and we can put these onto the barbecue now. Right, so out of the barbecue, and we're just going to do the little snake method just to build this up. So Weber coals in, and we'll just arrange all these coals into a little snake. So this just takes a wee minute to do. We've got our snake made, we just want to turn this upside down, drop in some little lighters, and then just a couple of these blocks go in on top. And that's going to kind of start off our fuse then once it gets going. And this still angers me. I paid money, will not say the name of the company, but I paid money for this wood. This cost me a tenner, this bit of wood. It was like buying 6 magic beans. So we're going to go with this here and drop that in about here. So what happens is pretty much we drop in what's flaming here, drops in here, sets this off, lights this, starts smoking this little piece of wood, big piece of wood, and then burns the whole way around. And this keeps it roughly at about 150 degrees, which is great. So there's our other little chunk of wood there. Okay, so it seems that time. So top tip, which isn't my tip, it's someone else's, is to use a frozen glass. So I've frozen this to buggery, and apparently that stops you getting as big a head whenever you go to pour your first pint. So I'm gonna give this a try. Okay, so here we go. This is the first one. So we're gonna give it a try. I love that sound. And we'll stop about there. What's different? This probably does not need food. So even though I've got the barbecue smoking out the back here with some pork belly ready to go in, I don't think this is going to need any food. This is actually a drink that you could easily have on its own and just enjoy. It doesn't need meats to bring out its flavors or anything like that. It's definitely got everything there that you can taste. Right, so this is our little fuse and it's now ready. So we're going to take that and drop it down in here. Okay, so this is going to light this and then hits this. So actually what we'll do is we'll just move that smoking block to here. So all the smoke starts here and works its way around in the snake. Right, so we're going to take these little pieces of pork belly and just set them on here. Once we've got all these on, this here smoke you can already see it's starting already, and that will all just kind of flow out. Right, so this is a thing of beauty. Look at this. So we've got our smoke starting to come off the wood, and you can see it's starting to catch here a wee bit. And then what's going to happen is the smoke will kind of rise up, and it will only be able to get out the holes here, and then smoke the rest of this meat. So the only important thing we do here is make sure that this opening is able to let the smoke come from here and rise up and over the top of the meat, and then up and out, up and out, up and out. So we're just going to turn this to about 1.5 and leave it there. Look at that already. So this makes me happy, just watching the smoke kind of coming up and out of the barbecue. So we're going to leave this in for about maybe 1.5 hours just to let the smoke kind of raise up, fall over the meat, and really flavour itself with some of those bits of wood. And then you get the kind of barbecue smells. And then once that's happened, we're going to render the fat down that's inside the pork belly, and then put on a bit of barbecue sauce at the end of it, make it really nice and sticky, and have it with a glass of this. And that should be pretty much perfect, but this makes me happy. Look at it smoking. Oh, look at that. Smoke, smoke, smoke. So, quick little check on these. They are nicely rendered down now, and we just need to take them out and put them into some foil. Look at that. Beautiful. Smoke is just perfect in it. So we're just going to take these out, put it inside some foil, and then just take a little look at them now. Wow. So a bit of barbecue sauce over the top of them, and then we'll just put them in uncovered now just to crisp them up a bit. And that's it. They're done. Right, okay, so thank you so much for making it this far. It was a long video, I apologise. The smell of this right now is fantastic, there's no doubt about it. I'm really happy that I made this pork belly. I know it's going to taste really good with this. The caramel, the sweetness, the yeast, that's just such a great drink. It can go on its own, it does not need food, but whenever you have a nice little piece of pork belly like this, why wouldn't you? Oh, the taste of this with this, they're just fantastic. So do yourself a favor, go and find some sort of pork from anywhere in the country and just pair them both together, and I would near enough guarantee you that you're going to be a very happy person. But remember, be careful, they're really strong, and I'll see you on the next keg.